Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. We've spoke in previous videos about space stations, outposts, ground settlements, and the fact that even with Odyssey, they're not utilised to their full potential in-game. How can additional changes to these big central hubs of trade, exploration, repair, industry, these things that are peppered all the way through the Elite Dangerous galaxy, how can they be modified using in-game assets to increase gameplay, increase immersion, and to breathe a bit of life back into the game? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in this video. Did you know there are 6 station interior types for the Coriolis, the Oculus and Orbis stations? Well, there are. They are standard, industrial, wealthy service, tourism, refinery, extraction, high-tech and agriculture. And that a station's interior is determined by its star systems type, economy and population. Well, that you probably did know, to be perfectly honest. The standard industrial interior is perhaps the most common, especially in systems with terraforming, colony or military economies. Very functional. But the systems with more wealth and higher populations have a greater chance of possessing stations with one or more of the most specialised interiors. These are the ones with the lovely gardens inside them, the statues, that sort of thing. Asteroid bases, perhaps one of my favourite ones to be fair, and that's a 4th station type that, there's a few of them, but they're few and far between, but they always have the same interior type, to be honest. Now at the moment, I'm saying at the moment, because who knows how this game is going to evolve. Ships go in and out through the front docking port or orifice. And that's a certain size for a certain ship. You can squeeze that Type 10 and Type 9 right the way through there. The cutter and the corvette, sometimes people take off their canopies, scratching their paint because it's a type fit. This begs the question that if Elite Dangerous is going to have bigger ships in the future, how are they going to dock? So with these space stations, outposts and land settlements as the heart of civilization in Elite Dangerous, there's always going to be a bit more room for improvement here. And in regards to gameplay and how Frontier can use in-game assets to enhance gameplay with the minimum of work, really. Now in previous videos I've discussed expanding the interior of the space stations or outposts to have more rooms than just the concourse, and this may well happen on future roadmaps. This could lead to additional parts of gameplay, whether that be conflict or subterfuge or just simple trading or just wandering about. Improve station aesthetics. Now this could be different types as opposed to just 6. There could be more variants, more colours, that sort of thing. Things that are affected by the system environment could change the colours inside the ship. Colour is one thing, sound is another. Gameplay is really what we need. They can paint this game all different colours they want, but really, it's gameplay, and varied gameplay at that. This kind of leads into dynamic events and interactions within space stations. We mentioned this, that there could be deals to be done in warehouses. We see these huge landing areas, these docking bays, but we only really go around one part of a terminal. Warehouses, additional concourses, apartments, the list goes on. Holding areas, a ship showroom that you can actually walk around. Other games have done this. What about a module storeroom that you can actually have a good look around at the modules? What about a weapons test range? Weapons test ranges, indeed, that would be absolutely fantastic. Great for Odyssey players. You walk up, hey, I'm interested in this lovely plasma pistol. No problem, Commander. Move over, here's a demo model. Move over to the test range. Pew, 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 pew. And then for those stations and land outposts that actually do have an engineer, you can trial out those engineering adjustments before you spend those hard-earned materials. All good ideas, and proves to be very dynamic. Now, when you think about what could happen in industry, you've got warehouse heists, you've got protection of warehouse heists, you've got police, working with the police, working against the police. Cool stuff. Being a tour guide, walking around some of the tourism areas and then taking them on a journey around the existing system and then coming back. Having a role, having a career outside of the traditional explorer, combat, trader aspect of Elite Dangerous. I'm not saying they should open up barbershops and we should all start cutting people's hair. But what I'm saying is that there are other sub-industries that could be linked directly to the station and its location that could add to that immersion. Defending space stations and outposts and ground bases, not settlements, from incursions, pirates, Thargoids, other aliens should we ever see another alien race. Or just warring factions. We see the stations change hands. How? Just because a couple of ground settlements have a bit of a kick in and the stations stay in hand. Well, the background simulation is a very important part to play in all of this. And why can't we be part of that battle? Why can't the stations be a battleground for the background simulation and the change in political affiliation? This could be key. You could have commanders running in supplies to aid in your war effort, and ammunition and other munitions. You could have players ferrying out the wounded, ferrying in additional troops. All this could be good stuff. In regards to items like trade, doing those trade deals. Perhaps you're there to rip somebody off, but doing it in person, having the laser, having the gun on your hip to perhaps, I don't know, move negotiations on, or perhaps stand your ground. Someone comes up to you and says, I'm not paying that for it. Well, this gun by here says that you should. That was the deal that we agreed on. This sort of thing, making it a little bit more grittier, a little bit more tactile in its response. And stations and outposts and land settlements in Elite Dangerous are the hub for this and the perfect backdrop for these type of new missions. I've often wondered about space stations, these hubs for industry, trade, repair. Why they haven't been involved more. They're just this safe haven for people to dock. It's okay, you can't shoot anybody in there because the station will take over. And that's fine. That's fine as a ship. But there's got to be a seedy underworld. And it's that seedy underworld that I think needs exploring in Elite Dangerous that will potentially take it to the next level. As I've mentioned, ground combat is great and fantastic at settlements, but it's usually one army against another, or you're moving out scavengers. What about these stations? Great when they're populated. What if they're abandoned? That little bit of time between a change of political affiliations, when there's a change of power. How can you move in and perhaps subvert that at last minute? I don't know. I think it's compelling. Let me know in the comments what you think. And kind of there you have it. That's a couple of improvements I think would be quite good. I don't know whether you think. Let me know in the comments what you think. We've explored an array of ideas to enhance space stations, outposts and ground bases in Elite Dangerous. The galaxy in Elite Dangerous is indeed vast, however, and the possibilities for improvement are vast and endless, only limited by frontier development and the devs' time. Now they'll have a roadmap and something that they want to follow, something that everyone will probably want to play. This is a short subsection and something that I've been thinking about. As always, you fly safe, commanders, and don't get jammed going in and out of that station, and so you don't crash into corvettes coming the other way. I've been Ricardo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.